following podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca. Like what you hear? Want more of it ad-free, uncensored, and earlier? Sign up today at patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca and start getting more for as little as $2 a month.
Welcome to We Have Till 5, part of the WrestleMedia. What are we? Network? Are we still a network, or has that changed?
It's just literally 3 weeks in a row. You still haven't figured out.
I know.
This is proudly presented by WrestleMedia.
Proudly
okay.
part
of WrestleMedia family or something. Anything.
Okay. What? You're just staring at me
You're
now.
not starting again.
I'm going to... All right, fine.
When have we ever started again?
It's not starting again. It was getting the right thing out there.
We have never started again.
I'm not deleting the first part.
Oh, you're not deleting... Oh, well, then
I was
sure,
going to do it again, but I'm still going to keep the first part in.
Okay, good.
I just want to get... Because I got to practice.
Sure. Go practice live on podcast.
Yes,
go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Okay. 5, 4, 3...
Welcome to We Have Till 5, presented by WrestleMedia. I'm your host, Ferris, joined by...
Kent.
See, I got it that time. Now that I've got it once, I'll be able to get it for the following
I'm so
weeks.
excited for the start of this episode. This might be our strongest start ever.
It's a start.
I'm a big fan of it.
I want to turn off this television screen.
No, we just got to leave Tyler Breeze sitting there, just holding the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I hate that facial hair, man.
Well, you're supposed to.
No, he's the good guy. This is part of Fashion Files.
Yeah, but they're still supposed to be, like, lame.
Are they?
Yeah.
They weren't lame with Fashion Files.
Are you kidding me?
They were awesome. I loved them.
Oh, gosh. They were totally lame.
That's just, no.
Nothing they wear is actually fashionable.
That's what's funny about I just love them.
Exactly why the goatee or the little huge soul... I mean, Matt Sucrum was kind of rocking one of those for a little while. That's all.
He's got the mustache, too. Tyler Breeze doesn't have the mustache.
That's true.
Anyways, the reason we were playing 2K18 again.
He hates that game.
I hate this game so much. You can find out by listening to We Have Some Time on WrestleMedia.ca. But anyways, I'm just putting the game away now. Kat, stop it.
This is the worst.
This is great. You shush your mouth. You shush your mouth.
I mean, the game couldn't have waited to be put away in 40 minutes when we're done recording this?
No, no. No, it didn't.
Okay, Drew, what are we doing today, man? Let's try to push through here. What are we doing today? Do you remember what?
Shush.
Do you remember?
I'll remember. Oh, God.
This was your idea.
This was the
only good idea you've had all year.
You shut your mouth. My next list is going to be great.
Oh,
I already have the idea. And you know what? It's not even silly.
It's
not.
kind of silly.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Not
do you have one that you haven't told me about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the other one I told you about, which
we're
going to do soon. Sorry, my brain farted. Is stupid. But the one after that is actually a very cool idea.
Good,
one that
I'm excited.
Proud of.
I'm excited.
Granted, I'm also proud of cereal, so I don't know how high
yes,
the bar.
Yes, exactly. But luckily for you, Drew, I keep Ferris. I keep the bar so low that you would have to be Hermes from Futurama to be able to get under it. So
sick reference, brah. Now, get off the court. So our topic today is he just lied down farther on the court. Is the Superstar Shakeup. Bunch of people went to different shows.
Yeah.
And you and I are going to take 5 of the most interesting choices and pin them against somebody.
Sure.
Right? I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
You crushed it, man.
About, let's see, in 30 seconds, I explained something that took 5.
That's all right. Well, we have till 5, so you're set.
I'm all good.
Well, I guess we're going to talk about 5 of them today, so maybe we'll talk a little bit later on about winners and losers of the Superstar Shakeup. Just quickly off the top, who do you think won, Raw or SmackDown?
Oh, I think SmackDown.
Really? I'm going to go the opposite. I was looking; it was way easier for me to find really interesting matchups for my Raw guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I just saw them all as big bruters. Like Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman. They're just like all meat. And the people that we've seen that aren't meat, we've seen fight before.
Well, I would disagree.
Fair enough.
As we'll get into when we get onto the list.
I just looked at SmackDown and went, "Oh, these are a bunch of stellar matches."
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, the WWE roster is so strong right now. It's too bad that oftentimes they aren't using it in a way that I think is the most beneficial for the talent that they actually have. But we saw it this year at the Royal Rumble where they didn't rely on any real big surprises or anything. You can be critical all you want about that, but I think it speaks far more to the strength of the roster, and it's just getting stronger every day as they bring up new NXT people, as they sign new wrestlers. I know people are leaving left, right, and center right now, or at least wanting to leave. You know, you got Sasha wanting to leave, and the Revival. Goldust is gone. You know, I
didn't know any of these.
Really? You hadn't heard any of the Sasha Banks controversy? She's mad about them breaking up Boston Hug and having to drop the titles at WrestleMania, and she wants to quit. They're giving her some time to cool off?
I didn't hear any of that.
Well, I guess you'll have to go back and listen to Women Crush Wrestling, one of the great podcasts you can get at WrestleMedia.ca.
You want to try that again?
It's better than WrestleMedia.
Fair enough.
How dare you criticize me, period, for anything I say or do on this network, you freaking goof.
Fair, you know what? Fair play. Holy jumpins.
All right, where do you want to start? Because what we've done here is we've chosen 5. Drew and I, Ferris and I, man, can't we just be Andrew and Drew? It's not that confusing. They're different names, man.
But, whatever.
Nobody on the network calls me Drew. Well, that's not true. Matt does, but not on air.
We're both called Drew. It's just you have a little ant before it. So that does confuse people. And listen. I don't give a crap what other people call you. It's to recognize a name. If people are just listening to this, I think we have to differentiate.
So why can't you be? I don't care.
Because we have different.
I don't care.
No, because apparently we cut these things now, so I'm making more content to be cut out. So an uncut is actually something people want to listen to. So, how I'll explain this is we do have very distinct voices. Like, you're able to tell who's talking.
Definitely.
But the problem is communicating that gets a little difficult when your names sound the same. Like, if you went to the Joe Rogan podcast and you had to choose between Joe Rogan and Poe Hogan, like, it's going to be, like, damn impossible to say, which one are you talking about?
Poe Hogan?
It was the first. This is what happens.
The lost Hogan brother. Anyways.
He looks like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So
what we've done is that Ferris and I have taken the same 5 superstars. Some have gone to Raw, some have gone to SmackDown, and we've taken them and we have come up with matchups for each of them. So this isn't really so much of a countdown list as it is just a list of 5 things. Is that fair to sort of say?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, there's no best move, I don't think.
No. Because we don't know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
For all we know, AJ Styles could become a jobber in the next 2 months.
Oh, Monday Night Raw is kind of a cesspool these days, television-wise, so we'll have to see what happens there. So let's just start. Let's start with Aleister Black. He moved officially from NXT to Monday Night Raw, and then inexplicably was on the SmackDown website, which I think is great because I really wanted them to break up him and Ricochet.
Yes, their tag team was.
So,
however, I just want to point out, during the Dusty Rhodes Classic and their match against the Viking Experience.
They're the Viking Raiders now.
Still stupid.
They're the Viking Raiders. No, that's not so bad.
Not so bad. War Raiders was already such a drop from War Machine.
Yeah.
And then War Raiders was like, all right, I'm getting on board with this. And then they debut. Viking Experience was just trash. However, Rowan Hansen are stellar performers.
Can I offer maybe a little bit of a WWE conspiracy here? What if they knew they wanted to change War Raiders, but they knew that if they changed it, people would be mad about it. So they changed it to something stupid, like the Viking Experience, so that when they change it to the Viking Raiders, which was probably the original idea, we're all like, oh, thank goodness they're not the Viking Experience anymore. What do you think?
No, because they still called their finishing move the Viking Experience to remind you that they were called that.
Maybe.
It's just stupid. It's stupid. Just War Raiders was fine. Anyway, so those Rowan Hansen, stellar performers.
Eric and Ivar?
What in the blue hell are you talking about?
Their names are Eric and Ivar now? They really are. Just
Rowan Hansen until the
Eric,
day I die,
Eric and
they're
Ivar.
Rowan Hansen.
Okay.
Rowan Hansen are some of the greatest tag team performers I've ever seen.
They're amazing.
And them against Revival is one match that I will pay to see.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I want it to happen, and I want them to be in control of what happens in the ring.
Yeah.
Because those two would put on a show.
Totally.
Again, when Raw Raiders went against Ricochet and Aleister Black at NXT TakeOver, that was a stellar match where you didn't know who was coming out on top.
Sure.
Everybody looked strong. Their tag team chemistry was phenomenal.
Yep.
But I want to see them fight each other, and I'm with you. They could not survive as a tag team. They needed to go their separate
because they were
ways.
going to get and listen, I've come to terms with the Bar. You know,
I love the Bar.
Me too. I really do. I am a Cesaro guy, and I think that he should be a single star. I think I don't know if he can main event. I don't know if he could be in the WWE picture. Excuse me, the WWE title picture or the Universal title picture. But he should be in that U.S. or Intercontinental thing. I think he's a singles guy. And you know what? I do like Sheamus. I don't care what anybody says.
Look.
So the fact that they're in a tag team and they've been a tag team and had no singles matches really at all in the last couple years, it's a little disappointing to me. And I didn't want to see that happen to Aleister Black and Ricochet. So I am glad they split them up, but they were a wicked tag team. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. We got Kofi as the WWE champion.
Yep.
Seeing Cesaro as the Universal title doesn't really seem that much of a stretch.
You want to try that again?
Nope.
That's what I thought.
Anyway, Aleister Black is now on SmackDown. Who'd you put?
I think the most interesting matchup for Aleister Black, if only just for the entrances alone, you gotta see Aleister Black versus Finn Balor, somebody who also got moved over to SmackDown in the
Interesting.
Shakeup. Aleister Black versus the Demon would be
That would be
choice.
a fun one. Especially the storyline could be
totally
a unique one.
nice and dark.
Not really dark. Yeah, kind of dark, but unfortunately, Cole put it best, moody. Don't call Aleister Black moody.
So moody.
But that kind of cultish feel
Yeah.
of those two going at it, I don't even know the reason. Maybe not have them hate each other. Like just a combat. They want to see who's the better fighter between Finn Balor and Aleister, and Aleister says you weren't at your best.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something simple.
Totally. And even from a wrestling standpoint, I think their movesets really complement each other. They're both very strike-based. They're both really stiff with their strikes, and they're both quick. Finn, sort of flippy-dipping around the black mass, and the other kicks and knees I think would be sweet. The coup de grace being reversed into a black mass would be pretty cool. I don't know how fast you could get up. And
I was actually thinking a slingshot.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because a slingshot, if Aleister doesn't fall down,
Yeah.
then Finn lands on his feet, turns around, black mass.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet too.
But that wasn't my choice.
Who was yours?
Daniel Bryan.
Okay. All right.
Aleister against Daniel Bryan. Two very good strikers.
True.
But the thing is, tell different stories. See, Aleister is all about his will, his durability through a match, right? He is solely focused on winning, so he'll take the punishment. Whereas Daniel Bryan is is a wear and tear wrestler.
Yeah.
He'll pick apart your body to slowly deteriorate you. So two strikers who have very unique striking moves, like Aleister with that moonsault attack, as well as his kicks and chops, and then Daniel Bryan with his running drop kick, running knee, and the yes kicks, or the no kicks, or the recycled kicks. I don't know what they're called now. That just has the perfect superhero connection. Like, did you watch Shazam?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
It's a good movie, but basically the villain is the reverse of Shazam.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Gotcha.
Like a lot of bad supervillains.
Yeah. Basically, Superman and Bizarro.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think it could really tell a very cool story with what they've built with Aleister and Daniel so far as their respective characters.
Yeah. There is. I mean, Daniel Bryan by no means is clean cut. Obviously, I mean he's more clean cut than he was. I think. Ironically enough, as the Yes Movement guy with the really long hair and the really unkempt beard, they've sort of kept. He looks like a hippie now, is what he looks like. He just got long hair and a beard, but he looks pretty prim and proper, all things considered. Versus Aleister Black, the guy with tattoos all over his body. I don't know where you'd go environmentally necessarily with,
it doesn't
with
have to
Aleister
be.
Black.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be the angle. It's just
Yeah.
Alistair steps on Daniel's toes.
Yeah.
Like Daniel wants to be heard, and no one ignores someone better than Aleister Black. Just
Fair
look
enough.
at him in Velveteen Dream.
True. Yeah, no, it's a great that's a great matchup too. I like that. So we got Aleister Black versus, who did I say? Finn Balor. Oh yeah, Finn Balor. I don't know. There's just something special about that one. But I mean, Daniel Bryan's gonna have a good match with anybody.
That's true.
Like,
And Alistair
except
can
for
put on
AJ Styles at Royal Rumble.
It was all right.
Hey, this is a commercial for patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca, where you can get early access to episodes of your favorite WrestleMedia shows, get full uncut and uncensored versions of your favorite shows, and more. Don't want to hear this commercial on your podcast anymore? Sign up at our main event tier and get these episodes ad-free. Want to hear your own commercial here instead of ours? We've got tiers for that too. Visit patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca and join the WrestleMedia revolution today.
Speaking of AJ Styles, let's go to him.
AJ Styles, you go first this time.
Seth Rollins. Easy.
I mean, that's the obvious choice.
Easy one, right?
And we're going to get that in like a month.
Are we?
Yep.
Where?
Pretty sure AJ Styles just became the number one contender for the Universal Championship.
Oh, dope.
I might have been reading the article wrong, though, so don't quote me on that. Send me the hate tweets if you need to, but I'm also just...
I mean, it's a hell of a first defense. Well, technically second, because I think he went up against Kofi for like winner take all.
I mean, that one's just such an obvious choice, right? And not a criticism against it. He's on my list, too. I kind of came up with 3 for each, and I'm going to boil it down for 1. Seth Rollins is the absolute obvious choice, and not just because... he's the champion, and who doesn't want to see AJ Styles, challenge him for the title?
Yeah. No, it's because Seth Rollins is a fantastic freaking wrestler, and AJ is the best wrestler in the business right now.
In WWE or in the world?
In the world.
Really?
The man can put on a clinic with anybody. I've seen Seth Rollins have a few stinkers with a certain wrestler just because that wrestler wasn't particularly great. But he went in the ring. AJ Styles went in the ring with James Ellsworth and sold it.
Sure.
He sold that no chin music like death. He was able to tell me that James Ellsworth was a star, someone that knew what wrestling was all about. He makes it look easy. While Seth Rollins is a fantastic competitor, he's just not. I don't think anybody is on AJ Styles' level.
Really? Like, don't get me wrong. Don't. AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers in the whole world. I love AJ, and I don't disagree with anything that you said. I think I'm trying to decide. It's either AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, or Kota Ibushi. Those are the 3 best wrestlers in the whole world right now. Like,
I'll admit,
they're amazing.
I've watched a few Kota and a few Kenny.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've grown up to AJ Styles, so I've seen him a lot more exposed. So it's possible that.
Well, that's why I'm
also
saying, like, currently in the world, I don't know. AJ Styles a few years ago, I think he's pretty much like the Nakamura match at Wrestle Kingdom, amazing, and definitely one of the best performances of that whole year from anybody. And I don't know if AJ Styles in 2019 can still claim that throne when guys like Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito I mean, here I'm getting my smart card back here on WrestleMedia, but like those New Japan guys, I think that's the best wrestling in the world right now.
Fair.
So you'd say Seth Rollins? I mean,
Seth Rollins, it's easy. We're just trying to vent for time because
easy peasy.
It's the easy
I don't
part.
even know how to. Anybody who thinks they're not going to have a great match, feel free to find me on Facebook, and I'll tell you the thousands of reasons that you're wrong.
Well, then
now,
again, we also thought Shinsuke and AJ would have a great match at WrestleMania.
I'm torn here between because I'm thinking about that Brock Lesnar match with AJ Styles.
Okay.
AJ wrestles really well, almost like Shawn Michaels did in the 90s, against a bigger opponent. He sells well. He plays the underdog well. He's the consummate babyface. I love that. So I want to put him against a big man. And 2 years ago, it would have been a lock. I would have said Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, that's the match I want to see. Braun Strowman has absolutely fallen from grace, and I'm not sure I care anymore. So my answer is going to be Drew McIntyre.
That would be a dope match.
Get real. It would get Drew McIntyre over, win or lose, and I think he should win. Just saying. And AJ Styles sells better than I think anybody in the business right now. And Drew McIntyre needs to be put over as a beast. I really hope that the WWE doesn't drop the ball on him again, because they have something special in Drew McIntyre, and there's nobody better to show you that than AJ Styles.
Fair. I have nothing, because Drew McIntyre is not on my list because he just didn't fit. He didn't fit the perfect niche for anyone just yet.
Sure.
Because, I mean, who else do we have on Raw? Oh, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, we do have Rey Mysterio.
But I had a better Rey Mysterio than Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, who's your... So, Rey Mysterio is the next one that we're talking about.
He moved
the
to
higher
Raw.
profile. He moved over to Raw. So, who'd you pick for Rey?
Cesaro.
Okay.
For the same reason that you picked Drew McIntyre for AJ.
Okay. Oh,
This
yes.
is a way to get Cesaro noticed.
Yep.
Because Rey Mysterio is one of those that just puts on a great match with someone who knows what they're doing. And Cesaro knows what the heck he's doing. And he's picked up people like Roman Reigns with no problem. The amount of stuff he could have fun.
Big Show?
He had problems.
Oh, barely.
Well, yeah, but like John Cena had problems. Like he could still lift Big Show on a weekly basis.
I think Cesaro lifted a Big Show easier than John Cena did.
Yeah,
and Cesaro's this tiny guy. Anyways,
regardless,
Cesaro's very strong is what we're trying to tell you.
Rey Mysterio being half his weight,
Sure.
they could have some real fun in the ring showing off Cesaro's other aspects, because everybody knows him as the Swiss Superman, the Swiss Cyborg. He's a strong lad who can do a lot of strong things, but show that he's also a good technical wrestler. He's got the speed, he's got the endurance, he's got the entire package, and no wrestler would bring that out more than Rey Mysterio.
I think you're right. I think that there's a far more obvious answer, though. I mean, who doesn't want to see the greatest cruiserweight of all time against probably the best cruiserweight in the world right now, Ricochet?
I put Ricochet somewhere else.
Really?
So, oh no, I didn't. No, it's because we had to change it up.
Yeah. Oh, you had Ricochet against somebody else. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ricochet, Rey Mysterio, get real. Are you serious right now? Like, Rey Mysterio might not be the Rey Mysterio of 1998 or 1996 or even 2004, but he's in better shape than he's been, I think, in years. Rey Mysterio is far more agile and mobile and athletic than he was in recent years, which is such a strange thing to say. It's amazing what getting off of the WWE schedule can do for a man's body. And Ricochet, I'm trying to think of a better cruiserweight in the world right now. I mean, Kota Ibushi comes to mind again. Will Ospreay comes to mind. And Dragon Lee come to mind. And it's not that they're... But Ricochet's, I think, the best at all of them. I think that's why he came to WWE.
That's fair. But the thing is, I know exactly why I didn't put him there. Because of Lucha Underground. They already had their match together. I haven't seen Rey Mysterio and Cesaro, which is why I made my personal list,
Fair
being
enough.
a little egotistical.
Sure, absolutely.
Also, did you hear about the Jim Cornette booking for bringing Ricochet to the main roster?
No.
Oh my God, it was brilliant. So I think it was Jim Cornette. He pitched that Rey Mysterio be injured because he's, getting up there in years.
Sure.
So give him some time off.
History of injury, sure.
Yeah. So let's say it was Samoa Joe that brought him down. And he says there's barely any luchador to take my place to fight him off. I need a champion. And then out comes Ricochet in the Prince Puma mask. That would be dope as hell.
It would be cool.
Anyway,
I like
he said
Prince
it a lot
Puma.
better. Look up Jim Cornette Ricochet debut. The man's passionate about wrestling, if nothing else. Anyway, it was such a cool,
just for
idea.
me, sure. I didn't see a Ricochet. I didn't see Puma, Mysterio, and Underground. I don't watch a lot of Lucha Underground.
So good, dude.
So that's totally a fair statement. So if I want to see that, I can go on to Lucha Underground. I can see it. For me, having not seen it, I'd love to see it in the WWE.
Well, I mean, it would be different because Lucha Underground and WWE, very different styles.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go women's wrestling next.
Yeah, we couldn't forget that there was a lot of women moved around this year in the Superstar Shakeup, and we chose to look at Bayley, who we'd like Bayley to face. And
I don't think we're on the same wavelength with this one.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, I'm hardly ever on the same wavelength. To be completely fair.
We got Seth Rollins.
I'm trying to. You know what? I have to go Kairi Sane.
Oh, we are on the same page.
Yeah.
I also put Kairi Sane.
Oh, nice. Cool. I almost said Charlotte, but they've already wrestled, but I just love to see it rekindled. But Kairi Sane, I think, is the most interesting matchup for Bayley. Her or Asuka. Asuka, whatever.
They already,
you want me to say
Bayley and Asuka have already fought at a takeover.
Yeah.
And that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen.
And that's why I want to see it again. I know that neither one of them are at the level that they were at the takeover level, which is such a strange thing to say. Kairi Sane, I think, is she's the freshest opponent for Bayley for sure, and I think the most interesting.
And they're both pure.
Yeah,
they're both like bring tear to your eye type of pure. It's so refreshing. And let's have the storyline be, let's see who's the best. That's it. Let's not have Kairi be a Blackbeard pirate. Let's not have Bayley rip out the wacky flaving things. Just let them have a match together. They would, because it's such different styles. While Bayley is very much a grappler, Kairi is very much a high flyer.
Yeah, and striker.
The styles would be interesting. Both of them know what the heck they're doing. Just
I like a good babyface match. It is tough, we've seen it throughout the years. Usually one ends up getting booed, and fans either that. Here's one of two things that usually happens during a babyface match, at least on main roster WWE mainstream stuff, is either one gets booed who you weren't expecting to get booed, and that makes them look bad, or the fans just don't know what to cheer for, and you just split it down the middle, sort of like at WrestleMania 6 with Hogan and Warrior. And you'd hate to see that happen in modern. Yeah, Bayley, Kairi Sane. I can't think of a better match, one that we haven't seen before, anyways.
Yeah,
because Asuka and Bayley have.
Is Ember? I think Ember Moon's on SmackDown. They haven't crossed ties yet.
Yeah, but I thought about Ember Moon, but just because they chose not to do it on Raw didn't mean it wasn't possible. So it didn't really fit the criteria for the episode, right?
That's fair.
It was matches that were only now possible because of the shakeup. But yes, Ember Moon. Ember Moon, we just need to see her do anything. So let's move on to the main event. The best wrestler in WWE history. It's his yard now here on SmackDown. We're talking Roman Reigns.
He needs a better real estate agent.
Yeah.
He sold a house for a yard. Moron. It's a house that AJ Styles, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
That was good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This one was tricky.
Yeah. We've seen Roman Reigns face everybody.
Yeah, that. Well, that, and I'm trying to find someone that would match his style. And I'm looking at his style like versus AJ Styles or versus Seth Rollins, not the Braun Strowman thing we got again and again. Like, not big man, super hit, punch, all that jargon. Yeah. So this one took a lot of thinking, a lot of pondering.
Where'd you end up?
With Lars Sullivan.
Great.
All right? It's just because I know I was just bashing the big man thing, but the thing is, if they continue what Lars Sullivan was, which was a tactical giant, which is something I haven't seen, I don't think ever. Like, a big man who is the screamer, the intimidation, what is it? What does he call him? A Jack Kirby illustration come to life.
Okay.
One of the many reasons I love Mauro Ranallo. That is one of the greatest calls he's ever said. Because as soon as I looked over, I said, yeah, no, he nailed that. That's pretty on point.
Totally right. That's exactly what he looks like.
He's Jack Kirby. Anyway, but when he was in the match, he wasn't just, big thing smash. He actually had intelligence. He planned out his attacks. He manipulated body parts. When he was getting beaten by Aleister Black, he realized, I should get to the higher ground because Aleister's attacking my midsection. Like, he was an intelligent fighter. So Roman going up against Lars Sullivan, pretend, this is just another Braun Strowman. I'll just keep doing the same moves. Lars is like, I'm learning. There's such a good match there that could propel Lars Sullivan.
No, I agree. I thought about this matchup as well. My fear with this was I really think they're trying to make a pointed effort to book Roman Reigns better.
Okay.
And with the Lars Sullivan thing, I hope you're right. because you've broken it down well that it wouldn't just end up being the same thing over and over and over again. Oh, how's Roman Reigns going to overcome this? Oh, the ultimate babyface just needs to come back. Because that's what I saw when I thought Lars Sullivan. Because that was honestly, obviously, a match that we hadn't seen, and it's very fresh, and it's exciting. You did a good job sort of selling me on it, because I couldn't sell myself on it. So I went with a match that we've seen before under brand new circumstances because of the new alignments. I want to see if they will cheer Roman Reigns and boo the new Daniel Bryan. I want to see where the fans land on that. Because Daniel Bryan is getting booed. And we've talked about him on the show before, him and Jericho maybe being the only two people I've ever seen that are able to get over as a heel, even though they were a gigantic babyface. And people want to like them. They have no problem stripping everything cool and fun and relatable off of their character to become hateable. I want to see if Daniel Bryan's ability to get people to hate him can transcend people's natural inclination, I'm sure, to sort of dislike the booking and the character of Roman Reigns. I know Roman hasn't exactly been getting booed since coming back, but that dust will wear off eventually. And he will, if they don't book him right, they'll be in trouble. And I want to see if it can and plus, they had a great match at, I think it was Over the Limit or Fastlane or something a couple of years ago, when I think it was leading into WrestleMania 31, and they had a great match. So not only can these two go, I think the fan dynamic kind of puts it over the edge for me.
That's fair.
We did it.
We got through the 5 people. Also, you misspoke and said Broman Reigns, and my
Did I say
thoughts,
Broman Reigns?
And my 2 thoughts, yes. My 2 thoughts immediately as that happened was, haha, he makes a new Shield with Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. And then second, haha, he tag teams with Matt Riddle. Both of those are hilarious to me.
Why couldn't you have a 4-person Shield with all 4 of those guys?
Wait, cut Roman out. How do you not put Riddle in with Ryder and Hawkins? That's perfect. I just figured out how Riddle can get to the main roster. Boom.
How dare you?
Oh, come on.
You'd be a jobber in no time. We're the main event.
They're
the main event, bro.
They are the tag team champions, sir.
Sorry, I forget that it was 1998 when that meant something. My bad.
Hey, this is the same brand with currently the Usos and the Revival.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, the Revival, I mean...
The Revival, the booking has been their detriment, not their matches.
I love the Revival.
So good, man.
If you want to hear how much I love the Revival, go back in the archives at WrestleMedia.ca, and you'll see. What are we talking about next week? Do you remember?
No.
No, of course not. This week, I was inspired. Believe it or not, normally I just end up feeling nauseated when I listen to The Lasting Mark on WrestleMedia.ca. But this time I was inspired. They were talking a little bit of Joey Janela, and they were talking about sick bumps and if something went, a little bit too far. And we shared on our Facebook page that the legendary John Zandig, I think it's Zandig, and Joey Janela, the fall from the roof through the burning. I mean, we watched it just before we went on microphone, so you had some.
Yep, I have context.
It was pretty gross, and it does go too far. It's insane. Why would you ever do something like that? But it got me a little bit thinking about the WWE and how far they've gone, and I've been looking for an excuse to kind of talk about the most brutal and bloody matches in WWE history for a while. We're not going to go ECW. We're not going to go WCW. I'm going to put those on a separate list sometime. I want to look specifically at WWE. So next week, that's what we're going to be talking about. The most brutal matches, the most bloody matches in WWE history.
And know that at some point, I will bring up a Taipei death match. You know what that is?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah. And if people don't know,
but
tune in to the next episode of We Have Till 5 to learn about the Taipei death match.
But there's no Taipei death matches in WWE history.
No, but I got to open the show somehow, and that's how I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it with explaining a Taipei death match because that is the most bonkers, ludicrous thing I could ever think of.
It's pretty weird.
I have a DVD of that match.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Ian and Axel. Ian and
Yep.
Axel run.
Yep.
Blah. Awful. They've had a couple of those.
It's great.
Luckily, we're not going to be talking too much in depth about that monstrosity next week. We'll get that when we do the most bloody, brutal matches in ECW history.
Oh, I can take that list.
Yeah, that one's yours. That one's yours. You're the ECW guy.
I'm the sadistic ECW
but,
guy.
Anything else to add on the Superstar Shakeup?
Screw WWE 2K18.
What does that have to do with the Shakeup?
That done nothing.
All right. So then when it... Oh, gosh. So when it comes to 5 matchups that we're looking forward to thanks to the 2019 Superstar Shakeup, I've been Kent.
I've been Ferris.
And we're going to break that hold.
This has been a presentation of WrestleMedia, where everything is wrestling and wrestling is everything. Here's what you're missing out on right now over at patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca.
Buy or sell V for Vendetta or Watchmen?
Wait, I have to choose one?
Yeah, buy or sell.
That's what I've never heard that.
So you have to buy on one and sell the other.
So I make money off of it?
Oh my gosh.
I've never heard this term before.
Which one do you prefer?
Want more? Sign up now at patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca.